Good afternoon, Lonely Pine Bee Farm here. What I'm going to do today is show you something that I come up with to help out with ant control in the beehives. We all deal with it as beekeepers. Sometimes ants can be minor, bees take care of them. Sometimes they can actually wreak havoc on a beehive. One of my videos actually shows, the name of the video I think was Janie's Wellhouse Bees. Actually showed a swarm that had moved into the center block of an old well house, and they was there for probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 months. I wouldn't think more than that right there. I went up there to check on them one day and noticed that ants had pretty much invaded the hive. Bees couldn't manage the ants, so they decided it was time for them to find a new home. I actually thought it was a secondary swarm that had moved in that area, or either from that particular hive that was in that well house. But come to find out, after I was able to hive all the bees that had moved out up into the ceiling area of the well house, I realized then it was the ants that pretty much took over. So basically, I don't want that to happen to my bees, and we have down here in where I live at in Greene County, Georgia, have a lot of ants around it. You know, we're constantly fighting ants in the house. We used to spray, do all these type of pesticides and different things to take care of the ants. But since I started beekeeping, went away with that part. I don't use anything that can hurt the bees. Anything I do use, like the borax sugar and water mixture. When I do that, I set them inside the house where the bees, they can't get to it. I've got a couple of them set outside around the bee yard. It's just basically a mason jar with holes in the top of it where the bees can't get in, but the ants can. I'll show that in a later video. But basically, the way I control ants without spraying is I use some type of grease. Being that I own my own business, drive a dump truck, grease is pretty much something that I use all the time whenever I'm doing maintenance on my truck. So I don't really have to buy any extra grease for the purpose of controlling ants on my beehives and the stands itself. But basically what I do is I apply grease all the way around. Picture this as the hive stand. I basically apply grease around the leg of the hive stand, and the ants won't cross it. You can actually find a trail of ants, and then just take a little bit of grease around, and they'll actually stop. It's almost like they got the police out there, directing traffic. They will not cross that grease. The only way they're going to cross that grease, unless they can find a bridge on the grease. And in my situation, it's grass clippings when I cut the grass and weed eating. As everybody knows, when you weed eat, you pretty much sling grass everywhere. Lawnmowers do the same thing. So basically, what I've come up with here is a way of protecting that grease that I put on my hive stand legs, to where, one, it don't look so bad. I mean, you can see some of my videos where I've got grease on the legs, and I mean, me personally, I don't care, and a lot of people probably say, oh well, that ain't no big deal, but it just looks bad. And but the main reason I'm doing this is to protect the grease from any debris that can get collected on the grease whenever you're cutting grass. That will give the ants a bridge to crawl over the grease and get to the hives. And this is what I've come up with. Basically, it's just something I made. It took me about 5 or 10 minutes to make it. It actually took me longer to come up with the design, how I wanted to do it, than it did to actually cut all the materials and screw it together. It probably took me about 5 minutes to screw it together, 5 or 10 minutes to draw it out and figure out how I exactly wanted to do it and make it easy as possible. So here's what we're going to do. And I'm actually going to put a description, wood list in the description to tell you each cut, what I've done. But I'll go through a little. I pre-drilled all my holes, and I used 2-inch screws. This is treated 1x material. This is 9-inch, 9-inch, 7.5, 7.5 on the other side, and these are 2 inches by 3.5 inches across here. These are 2 inches by 7.5 inches across here. But basically, what I've done, you can actually, once you get it installed, If you just want to run a screw down through the top, it'll hold it in place. That's fine. I had to go to Home Depot anyway to pick some stuff up for a greenhouse we're getting ready to build. So I just went ahead and bought these little L brackets. But basically what you do is you'll coat your leg, about an inch and a half down to where it's actually right in through here. You coat grease all the way around your leg. That's going to stop the ants from getting to the hives. Then this right here is nothing but something I built to protect that grease from getting collected by ants, stuff like that right there. So basically what you do is install it onto the hive stand. I probably should have ran some pilot hose for this too, but since I know where it's going, we'll start it like that. But anyway, you apply your grease around your leg, slide this across the top. Screw ain't wanting to work right. Slide it across the top, secure it up. Alright, once you get it secured, which you won't be able to move your hive stand around like this, but that's the good thing about a demonstration. Secure it up. Okay, now it's there. It can't go nowhere. So then you just install your side piece. Like I said, everything's been pilot hole with screws already in it. Okay, screw that together. Alright, I actually got screw holes in the side just to help, give it some support. This was just the way I designed it because my stands were already established, and instead of taking the stand completely apart and building this and then slide it down across the top, this is the way I'm doing it to where I can actually slide it on the existing stand. So you'll just screw everything up once you get it together, and just keep in mind that your grease, you can use any type of grease, petroleum, jelly, any type of grease. Alright, pretty much now the grease is going to be up in this area right here on the hive stand on the 4x4. So as you're cutting the grass is hitting it, sun's not going to hit it, you're not going to see it, so it's actually going to protect that grease from any debris that can get through on it, from a lawnmower, weed eater, whatever. And like I said, the ants won't cross over. So this is what I've come up with to try to deal with the ant problems that we have. Because everybody knows ants can be a big nuisance, especially the bees. I don't have a whole lot of time that I can go down there. Sometimes it's dark when I get home, so it's not like I can go down there every day, smear grease on it, stuff like that. So I've come up with this right here to help out with that problem. Like I said, I'll put all the cuts and measurements that I've done in the description to where you decide you want to do it. It's pretty simple, as long as you've got a few tools. Drill, got a miter saw, table saw. I pretty much got everything I need in the wood room. But basically the only thing I used on this was the drill and the miter saw, tape measure, and a pencil. Cut all your pieces out, set them up, and you're good to go. But I hope you enjoy. I hope it helps somebody that might be also having an ant problem. You can paint them up, that way it'll match the stand, it won't look so bad. So when people come down to your bee yard, they're not sitting there looking at your stand with grease all on it. So this is what I've done, and I hope you enjoy. Hope it helps you out. If you like it, if you think it's a good idea, like my videos, leave a comment, whatever you want to do. Like I said, I don't get on a whole lot, but I will comment back as soon as I get a first chance. But this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to make another video later of me actually putting it on the stands after I get it all painted up, get a few more made. I've got 3 stands back there, so I got to make 5 more of these right here. Hope you enjoy. We're out. God bless.